So many caregivers struggle with how to respond when their family member is having irrational and repetitive thoughts. Should you use therapeutic fibs or validation? What are these and when are you supposed to use them? Well, I'm going to talk about that in this video today. Hi there, I'm Sophia. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to be a more successful, more satisfied, and more informed family caregiver, then start now by hitting the subscribe button. Does your family member look for someone who's been dead for years or repeatedly wants to go home to a place they haven't lived at for a really long time? Or are they looking for something that's not there, like money or a long-lost pet? In the case of me and my dad, he is obsessed sometimes with old articles that he never finished writing. These were in an old desk of his, and when he moved, they were boxed up and put in storage, and the desk was given to my daughter. No matter how many times we tell him this, he is constantly asking for these old articles. And he repeatedly asks to go to her house and look for his things. No matter how many times he's told, there's no paperwork there, the desk was empty. But no matter how many times we tell him, he of course doesn't remember, and he wants to go there and look for his stuff and get his stuff back. And sometimes it gets so bad that he accuses her of stealing his things, and how can she do that, and that's grand theft, and he's going to call the police, and I feel really bad for my daughter. It's so easy to become annoyed and even angry sometimes with this kind of behavior. And you might want to yell and tell them, don't you remember she died 5 years ago? Or you moved out of that house 20 years ago, don't you remember? And I've told you 20 times those items are in storage. But these kinds of behavior, they're not going to calm them down. They're not going to make them feel better. It's probably going to escalate their behavior and make them more agitated. Because often when your family member is up there in age and having advanced dementia, you really can't convince them of the truth, because the truth is what they think. What they think is their truth, and there's no way that you can rationalize with them and make them understand what the truth is. So what are you supposed to do? Well, there's two approaches. The first one is to tell what's called a therapeutic lie. This is a fib to help calm them down, to distract them, to de-escalate them with something like, Joan is just on vacation. She'll be back soon. Or I'll take you home next week. Or that money got deposited in the bank. Therapeutic lies might appease them for the moment and calm them down, and it'll certainly make you feel better. However, it could also cause them to start to have feelings of suspiciousness and distrustfulness of you, because they know in the back of their mind that what you're saying is not true. And often they're going to have a follow-up response to what your therapeutic lie is, such as, well, then let's call Joan on the phone. I want to talk to her. Or I don't want to go home next week. I want to go home now. Or if you deposited that money, I want to see the bank statement. Then you're just stuck in the same situation again. Therapeutic lies would not be my first choice of response. Instead, I'd suggest trying what's called the validation method as a way to intervene when your family member has irrational thoughts that surface. Validation is a way to acknowledge the underlying feelings behind their irrational thoughts and then to redirect them. Validating responses might sound like, oh, you want to go home? It was such a great house. You must have a lot of memories there. Tell me about your happiest memories. Or, yes, you must miss your wife a lot. I have so many great memories of her. Tell me what you like the best about her. Oh yeah, she had a great laugh. One time she laughed so hard she peed her pants. Come on, let's go have some lunch. Or do you want to go look at some old pictures? Or in my dad's case, I know those articles were really important to you. You've written so many great articles. Tell me about some of those people that you interviewed. This validation method, it doesn't try to trick them like a therapeutic lie might. Instead, it tries to ease your family member by acknowledging or validating their underlying emotions that are making them irritated or to repeat themselves. You're not telling them that they're wrong, and you're not lying to them. You're conveying to them that you think what they are feeling and what they're thinking is important. And you're not jeopardizing their trust in you. After using the validation method, your goal is to redirect them to another activity or conversation. The validation method does take a lot more time, a lot more patience, and it's going to take a lot of practice. But with time, these kinds of responses are going to be your automatic response. However, it's not going to work for everyone all the time. And sometimes, no matter how validating you are to your family member, they're not going to be able to be redirected. They're going to continue to repeat themselves and have these irrational thoughts that escalate. In these cases, I absolutely think that a therapeutic fib is in order. If that's what it ultimately takes to help de-escalate your family member and distract them for the moment, then that's what you should do. But when those irrational thoughts come back again, and they will, then I would go back to trying the validation method first. Let me know if you decide to try this validation method, and let me know how it goes. If you found today's information helpful or informative, then please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any new videos on everything senior related, then go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I release videos every Tuesday and you're not going to want to miss out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.